Hello, my name is Mike Brown. I am the director of the Office of Veterans and Military Service Members at Villanova University. And, I'll sort of tell my story about how I got to this point. But right out of high school, I joined the United States Army and wanted to do, all these high-speed, interesting things. But I found out I was colorblind, so they stuck me in the infantry. But that was really a blessing in disguise, and it really taught me a lot of things about myself. But before I got to the military, I knew I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm a first-generation college student. My dad worked for General Motors for his whole life right out of high school in Detroit, Michigan. That's where I was born and raised. And so I joined the Army. I wanted to travel the world, see interesting things, and grow up, frankly. So I knew I wasn't ready for really college or just being out on my own. I needed to have some structure, and the Army really provided that for me. It instilled some discipline, but also just a bigger view of what really matters in life, and not to get all bent out of shape about the little things sometimes. But so I did that. I served in the Army. I went to Fort Benning originally for my basic, and then I went off to Germany and served with the 1st Armored Division in a small unit in Germany and deployed out of there. I got back from that deployment and went off to Fort Hood, Texas, where I finished out my 4-year contract. And at that point, I knew I was ready to do something else. I don't think I was ever wanting to make the Army a career. What I wanted to do was just grow up and learn a lot about myself, and I did. I really achieved that mission. And so when I got out, I decided to go to college. And for me, I went to a college that was about 8 hours away from where I grew up, so I didn't know a single person. Just like when I joined the Army, I didn't know anyone there either. So I was comfortable with that. But that transition point really was challenging for me initially, because I had never, been in college before. It had been a while since I had done anything academically. Frankly, I didn't know how to write a paper. Math was not my strong suit in high school, and now I was in a math class again. But what that took is some learning how to self-advocate, frankly, and learning to be okay to ask for help when necessary, and not looking for handouts or charity, but just looking for a way to get me from point A to point B on my own, so that I could be self-sufficient. And just like, your NCOs or your officers in the military help you do that, that's what my professors and the staff at that university really helped me do, is they empowered me to learn how to do the things on my own and be successful. And I think that's really what's guided me as I've now become a professional in a university setting, is that, we're on the front lines of working with those transitioning veterans a lot. They get out of the military, they serve for 4 years, 6 years, however long, sometimes even longer. And now they're in a psychology 101 class or a math 101 class. And they're really looking for, the GI Bill is helping them, but they're really looking for a way to be empowered, to feel like they can be successful in the campus setting. And that's what I try to do every day of my life, is really instill with them that empowerment and challenge them, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit, and show them that they can be successful. But before I got to Villanova, I was at a community college working, and before that, I actually worked for the first U.S. congressman ever elected, who was an Iraq War veteran, Patrick Murphy out of Bucks County. And that, I think, showed me the value of having mentorship. And so that's the other piece of it, is being okay to ask for help. It was one of my big learning curves. But the other one was finding mentorship and the meaningful relationships that you can have from those mentors. So, that can be someone that you can call whenever and ask questions or advice. It can be someone that you look up to and try to model your life after. But whatever it is, you should really, as a veteran, try to find mentors in a couple of different capacities. Some that can be more of a confidant, some that can be sort of more of a role model. But Patrick Murphy really helped me do that with showing me that you can continue to serve after your service is over. And that's where I think the big lesson of finding that next mission helped me find that purpose in life, continuing to serve in whatever capacity that is, and finding purpose in your employment. And that's where so my professional life has either been, being in the military or working or serving those who have served. And that's been meaningful for me and provided me some purpose in my life. And with Patrick Murphy, it really helps show me that there's power in working with local legislators. There's ability to make changes that way. And then getting into higher education, that's where veterans go. Maybe not everyone's cut out for college life, but that's where a lot of people, almost 800,000 veterans use the GI Bill every single year in this country. So that's where they are. And at Villanova, my goal is to, work with them, get them in a program that fits their needs, but really empower them and find the next version of you that's meaningful and provides purpose to their life. And it's something I'm very passionate about. It's something I love to do. I don't really ever work a day in my life. I enjoy doing what I do more than you can even imagine. So it's my pleasure. And some of the questions I get around campus are, what can we as non-veterans do for the veteran population? And that's something it varies from person to person, but one of the things that I think is an overarching idea that I have always had is do more than just say thank you for your service. If that's a starting point maybe, but many veterans care more about your actions more than your words. So do something that shows that you're thanking them for your service. That can be being that mentor. That can be having a coffee with them and just having a conversation, hearing their story. It can be providing a job opportunity. There's a lot of different things that you can do as a non-veteran that shows that you care about them, that you are thankful for that service. So my, challenge to civilians out there is do more than just say things. I want you to do things. Your actions really go much farther than your words. And that's really something I take to heart every day. And I hope that some of that can help bridge the gap between the civilian military divide that's really going on around this country. As since the draft ended, our service has been an all-volunteer force, and we've been involved in a lot of conflicts around this world with that all-volunteer force. So it means that the folks serving have served for multiple deployments and done multiple tours and have been asked to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So again, take that time to hear that story and show that you care and do more than just say thank you for your service.